Conservative media viewers, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion and the super genius, joined by Paul at Villarreal, the NBA expert. And we're talking about Jeremy Lin, number 7, dude. And this new video, I mean, there's so much to talk about. I mean, Paul, I was checking out some of these photographs of Jeremy Lin over there in Taiwan, and he's doing stuff with the kids. He's got the red sneaks on, everything like that. It's awesome. And there's so much to talk about, and I know you're going to be talking about some stuff. So I know people should, in my personal opinion, they might want to check that out. First of all, personal opinion only, knowledge, any facts, not casting any aspersions, all for entertainment purpose only. Please check the disclaimers. But right now, we're talking and reacting to this new video by Jeremy Lin called "You've Changed, Bro." Now, this thing was, I mean, there was all kinds of different, like, people showing up in this thing. We saw Steve Nash showing up in this thing. We saw the Beard James Harden showing up in this thing. We saw ostensibly, allegedly, I have no reason not to believe it, Jeremy Lin's mom showing up in this thing. Ryan Higgins in here, Kev Jumbo. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stars in this thing, Paul. And this was a seriously good video, in my opinion. And I think that this was, because I like all the different things coming into play, and I also like to have like the outtakes afterwards. But I think that this is just a facial to the haters, Paul. What do you think about that, in my opinion?
This video is great, and I know a lot of people, after we did kind of a report on Jeremy going over to Asia, people like, hey, you seen the video? You seen the video? And I went and I checked it out, just like you're talking about. It's awesome. I'm working on breaking it down right now a little bit more. As you said, James Harden, Steve Nash, Kev Jumbo, Ryan Higa, Phil, I can't remember his last name, but it's funny. I think it does a great job of taking on and making fun of, kind of in a good-natured way. Just like you said, the haters, just this silliness about Jeremy Lin, these unreasonable expectations of him. Everybody wants a piece of him. Everybody's an expert, wants to tell him what to do, how to live, how to play. It's great. I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is, and it's like, dude, I mean, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? And I look. I mean, I've been a world-class athlete. I've trained a bunch of professional athletes. I understand that kind of lifestyle. When you're in that kind of situation, and when you have the media, in my personal opinion, when you have that kind of media scrutiny of Jeremy Lin and you're a professional athlete at that level, I mean, you're just so much of your life is just almost under a microscope, in my personal opinion. And your life is just structured of, you got to do this and this and this. And like you said, I mean, it's like, yeah, you still want to be the same person, obviously. And, your mom is still your mom and everything like that, and your friends, this and that, whatever. But, you've just got all these different things, in my personal opinion, that could be sort of pulling at you. And responsibilities, obviously, to your team and the league and sponsors and whatever like that. And it just becomes, everyone's human. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Paul, everyone becomes an expert and stuff like that. And or it flips it the other way. Now you're having this success, and it's like, oh, the haters and, oh, you've changed this and that, whatever. It's like, dude, how about the guy just working hard and he's a professional, he's just doing his thing, man? How about just sometimes things are the way that they are and everything like that? And how about people just relax, dude? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, it's just like, so I think it's just like, I mean, there's so much to say, and I don't want to get into a whole thing about that, but I think that, like, it's, let me put it this way. Of course, the fans make the stars and make the leagues and everything like that. There's no question about that. So, people, I think you have to definitely, give the props and respects to the fans, everything like that. But, flip it on the other hand, too, these athletes or stars, whatever, they're just people, too. You know what I'm saying? And everyone needs their privacy and downtime and all this type of stuff and whatnot like that. And so what I think was cool about this is that it was a cool way to kind of like make light of the situation and kind of maybe put people in Jeremy's sort of shoes, sort of in a little bit of a way, but do it in sort of a funny way. But at the same time, also make the point there where he had that message, that quote at the end there, Paul, of just, kind of bringing it back to like, look, you know what, kind of a reassurance in a way, in my opinion, that he's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? That he's still the same person with the same values and everything like that. Is that what you took from it, or what did you take from it?
Yeah, I did take that from it. I think that, again, it's meant to point out, as I said earlier, the unrealistic expectations and stuff. I actually took the last thing as the statement from the passage from Romans about don't change for the world, I think it was. I took that as meaning he is changing, but he's not changing in the way that people necessarily want him to change. Or he's changing in a good way. And it's like people don't like that. So in some ways he's changing for the good. And it's like people are used to him in a certain way and then want him to change. It's kind of like, Harden saying, you never go left. Well, you change, bro. But people want him to change. But then when he actually changes, they don't like it. So
well, I think it's all of it. I mean, I think
that it works on a couple different levels.
Right, it does work on a couple different levels. I mean, listen, the change is the one thing that, in my personal opinion, you can always count on, because, literally everything's changing to one degree or another, right? And the thing is that even if it's minutely, right? But the thing of it is that I think you're right. Like, right. Jeremy is obviously, working on stuff, improving, changing, evolving, stuff like that. But doing what he wants to do, it's his life. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, in other words, you have to work with yourself and what you want to do and your own expectations and stuff like that, as opposed to being subject to other people's expectations. Is that what you're talking about, Paul?
Yeah, that's again. I had the quote written down from Romans, and unfortunately my notes got messed up. I can't remember exactly what it says, but I think it's don't change for the world, or don't change to fit in with the world. It's like it goes to what Jeremy's been saying in several of his recent videos, which is like, look, live for your faith, live for your God, live for your higher power, and he is changing. A lot of what he's doing is good, or what he needs to do. Like the guys that are playing, they're playing the little kind of Guitar Hero type of game or whatever it is, and they're like, dude, you've changed. And he's like, yeah, I just got back off a 4-game road trip. So he's got to live his life. But people don't want him to change, but he has to do certain things, and even when it's a positive change, like using his left hand, they're still criticizing him. So again, it's about haters and stuff. I thought a lot of it's kind of making light of just these unreasonable expectations of him. But it's funny. It's good. It's effective, just the same way that I thought that the Reloaded video was effective. So I think it's great.
We like it. What do you think about it? You tell us where you're at. Give us the comments below. Please subscribe. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it on your social networking sites. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion and the super genius. That is Paul Villarreal, the NBA expert. You're watching Conservative Media. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And stay tuned, because Paul said he's working on some kind of analysis of this video. We'll see you next time.